I mean, I don't know if you lot have touched on it already, but Arsenal, man, it's you must. I can't lie. You must. $1 billion spent 7 years into a deal, into a project. You must. There's no more. There's no. Arsenal's got to be favourites. Arsenal's got to win it. I'm sorry.
Favourites. Man said favourites. You know.
You've had the best
bro.
You've had the best window, fam.
Well, hold on a minute. A minute ago, you just said that Eze, you're not sure if he's a needle mover, but all of a sudden he were favourites.
But I said Dockeres was the final piece.
Most
yeah, but 1 minute is not a needle mover.
I know what he's saying. I don't agree.
No, as a collective,
Liverpool favourites. Liverpool have won the league. They've signed.
That was last season. It's done.
On top of that, you signed Frimpong, Wirtz, who's one of the best attacking midfielders in the world. Ekatike, looking to get Isaac, Kirkes. How are you guys not favourites? I don't understand.
Well, Isaac ain't here yet.
Obviously our favourites.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You are favourites. You can't spend all of that money, be champions, and swerve the tag. You can't do that.
No,
you can't have both.
Let's be serious.
You know what I mean?
You can't spend all of that dough and sign all of them players, lap up all the praise from fans.
I don't think necessarily £1 billion over 7 years means that they're favourites. It just means that there's more pressure on them to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
But the pressure's the same. The pressure's been the same from
Arsenal. There's no way you think we're going to...
There's more pressure now on Arteta to do it. Do you know what I'm saying?
All I was told is they only need a striker. That's what I was told.
Drifty, that's 100%.
No, but we're talking about what you think, though. We're talking about what you think, though, bro. We're talking about what you think.
What I think is that Arsenal will never win anything. But that's irrelevant.
No, we're not favourites then.
No, but you have to be, D. You have to be, fam. You spent £1 billion in 6.5 years. If you're not favourites by now, then pack it up.
You spent 116 million on the best attacking midfielder in world football, apparently. You bought one of the best young promising talents for 80-90 million. You're looking to get the hottest striker in the world in Isaac. You signed Frim.
But we've only spent 400 mil in the last 7 years.
$500 million in one summer. You guys are the clear and utter favourites.
No, we haven't.
Bro, I don't mind being favourites. But when I look at, I'm like, if we don't apply pressure to Arsenal from and the expectation from day dot in this season, Arsenal will find ways to move the goalpost, wriggle out of the expectations, and then when things go wrong or sideways, back end of the season, they'll say, we was never expected to do it anyway, because Liverpool had done this and City had done that, and all of a sudden, the deflection tactics start happening, and players and managers get a pass for another season, and that's what will happen. So
Errol,
turn around you've done your business for yourselves. Now you have to go pattern as if
we have to win the league regardless. You can still win the league without being favourites.
100%. That was last year.
It's not the favourites don't win the league every year, do they? So last year or the year before, Man City were the favourites. It wasn't Arsenal or Liverpool. It was Man City. Man City were winning 4 in a row and stuff. So you can still win the league, but Arsenal have done business to win the league. We've got enough to win the league, but Liverpool are the favourites.
I think Liverpool are the favourite. Go on, sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think with the thing why Arsenal aren't actually deemed as favourites is because I think a few people said it before. I think Griffey was mentioning it as well, and Greg. The signings they've made are not necessarily needle movers. So if you take out Jokeres, the 11 is more or less quality-wise the same. Jokeres, for me personally, isn't that much better than Havertz. He might be a better goal scorer, but in terms of all-round gameplay in this league, we haven't seen it. If you take out Mendy for Partey, yeah, he might be a better player, but obviously, barring all off-field stuff, when Partey's on his game, he's one of the best sixers in the Premier League. The back four's the same, the goalkeeper's the same, Rice is still there, Odegaard is still there. So in terms of collective unit, it's difficult to kind of assess because a lot of the pieces are the same. Whereas, because Liverpool have, in my opinion, upgraded with Ekatike to Darwin, and maybe you could say Kirkes to Robinson just because of his age, and maybe you could say Wirtz into the midfield for whoever, Diaz or whoever's left. There's a bit more of a leeway to say, I can see why Liverpool's team looks better. The same with City. I think with Arsenal, it's a little bit harder to tell. If Arsenal had maybe not signed Madueke and then sold Trossard and use that money and then talking about Eze and Rodrigo, as I think he mentioned before, then you'd be like, right, okay, the firepower is there and it's clear. But I think because the quality difference isn't too big of a gap, it's harder to tell. But I think Liverpool and City will still be favourites regardless, just because they've had the experience. And Arsenal have nearly been there a couple of times, so they're always going to be seen as, yes, they can win the league, but they're not outright favourites for the league.
The thing is as well, just quickly with the needle razor thing with regarding to Eze, it depends where you play him as to what the answer is for me. So if you play him at left winger, I personally don't think he is a needle razor, purely because even though is he an upgrade on Martinelli? Yes, but that's not very hard. That's the problem. That's not very hard to be an upgrade on Martinelli. Is he better? Yes. But he is a needle mover, a needle razor, whatever, as a 10. That he is better. We haven't got a player like him in the squad. So if you're going to put him out on the left wing, all well and good, he's not a needle razor. He's just better than what you've got. If you're going to implement him maybe in a 4-2-3-1 and play him as a 10 behind the striker and just let him create, that changes things for Arsenal Football Club.
So you're saying,
yeah, I think both of you are right. And Rock, sorry, mate. Yeah.
So you're it's just developing your points here. So you're saying for this season, you think Arteta should play with Rice and Zubimendi and then Eze as a 10?
Absolute 4-2-3-1, 100%, absolutely. Zubimendi and Rice and a double pivot.
Martinelli will remain on the left, is it? Yeah.
Frustratingly so, yeah.
See, that's what I mean. That's what I mean about like the team. The team doesn't look that much better than last season's. That's what I mean. But when I said that, because you've still got Martinelli in that squad, and then if you don't, then you put Eze on the left, and you put in Odegaard in the middle, and I think Odegaard's fucking shit. You know what I mean? So it's just, and then you. So it doesn't. Eze, Arsenal signing Eze doesn't make a spectacular difference in that Arsenal squad. Because even if you play him in the best position and get them, and even if you get him, even if you play him, even if you play him in the position which you get the most out of him, you've got Joss on the left wing.
Yeah, the problem is like what you're saying as well, is this is the annoying thing about versatile things for me, and I do agree with what you're saying. He's an improvement everywhere, but he's not that added thing. Like a Gyökeres was an unbelievable astronomical improvement on what we had, and that's what we want. If we're going to play a 4-2-3-1, as in the 10, improvement all day long. But like what you're saying is, if you're going to play him on the left, he's better than what you got. If you're going to play him at left 8, he's better than what you got. If you're going to play him as a right 8, whatever, he's better than what you've got. But if you're not going to play him in where he's supposed to be and let him shine, you're not going to get the best out of him. Do you know what I mean? So we've got a versatile player that's good at it all, but master of none, sadly. It's annoying. So I do get where you're coming from, bro.
I think this is a good question, and I'll ask Connor, because I know Connor's just jumped on. Big up, Connor. We've got Paige and Pop saying, can we ask the Arsenal lads why Martinelli, who's been so highly rated, has regressed so much over the past 2 to 3 seasons? Connor, I'll bring that to you first to get your take on it. Obviously, give us your Eze take first and then bleed into the question for us, please.
My Eze take, I'm excited for Eze. I'm very excited for Eze. And one thing I find annoying as an Arsenal fan, I was thinking about this on my way to get here for the stream, because I was in the gym, finishing in the gym when I see this come live. So I rushed home. And there's so many players that are needle movers, would make a difference. They're seen as the best in that position available until we sign them. It happened with Timber. It happened with Rice. It's happened with Gyökeres. As soon as they're an Arsenal player, all I hear is hate and nonsense of, oh, but they're not that good. Oh, but not this. But prior to that, they've been like bigged up, all like they're the only option. They're the next big thing. We sign them, suddenly they're not that great. It happened with Rice. It's frustrating as an Arsenal fan. The Martinelli thing, he just looks scared to play football. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it was Arteta or whatever. If he just played more freely like he did in that, was it the 22-23 season where he backed like 15 goals? And if he just, that was a direct Martinelli. We have not seen a direct Martinelli in like 3 years. He used to get like double teamed every single time, same as Saka does every time he gets the ball. Now, you never see 2 men marking Martinelli. You see people waiting around to pick up the scraps or to mark the people he may potentially give the ball to. He just, he seems scared to play football now.
Okay. I like Martinelli. I think he's a good player.
I think he is. I just don't think he's gone up to that next level, though. I think he's just, you can say regression, but I think he's just...
I think 60 million is yours.
I think he needs to leave. He needs to leave Arsenal and go to a club and re-find his form. He just lost his way. Sometimes players get stale at clubs.
Yeah,
I think
he needs to go to Brighton.
No, he needs to learn Arabic and take these Saudi offers.
Get himself to a hot country like a Portugal or Spain or something like that. Go and play for a Europa League team and find your form again.
I think with Martinelli, the thing that's missing is he's not a left winger, and I've always said this.
Playing through the middle.
Playing through the middle. You saw the best
us last season.
Exactly. The best Martinelli is you can start him on the left, but
we were on the beach last season.
I know he was on the beach, but I just think he just looks more potent through the middle, bro.
He can't hold the ball up though. His IQ is shocking.
That's the thing, though. You want him on the shoulder running in behind, on the shoulder running.
Yeah, Martinelli as a striker is what we always hope Walcott would be as a striker. Yeah, just running in direct chasing.
When he has the ball, he just gets his head down and he gets lost a lot. He hasn't got the technical ability to, when there's no space in front of him, to beat a deep block or to take his man on. He's much more of a, I'm going to play a 1-2 and I'm going to use my speed to burst into the space that's left in behind or make an out to in run. And I think that's why I think he's been linked with, I think he was linked with Aston Villa a bit, and I can see that because that's how Emery likes to use his wide plays. And I've said it before, he played up front for Arsenal under Emery as well, and that's the only manager who's seen him as a striker. And I think if he was to leave Arsenal, he will be playing a bit more central. He's got like Napoli or Atletico Madrid written all over it. In like
so many region, man.
Yeah, but he'll do well in the league like that. But for Arsenal,
I don't think he goes that high, to be fair.
Potentially.
But to the Arsenal boys, don't count Saka because Saka's just doing his thing. Who has Arteta actually improved offensively at Arsenal?
Yeah, no one.
No one.
So maybe it's the manager.
Declan Rice off the top of my head, because he pushed him into that 8 position. He showed a side of his play that no one ever even thought was possible. Teza, I see your eyes. Yeah. Why do you hate Declan Rice so much? Why do you hate him so much? He went into that 8, started making his forward runs and getting goals and having shots. People didn't even know that Rice had that in his locker. So that's one.
Let me ask you one question. Sorry. Do you not think it's mad? Offensively, the players that he's improved, given his position as a player, has been 2 6/8s in Mikel Moreno and Declan Rice. They're probably the biggest improvements, because when Moreno had to do up substitute or stand-in striker last season, he banged goals, so he was able to tweak his game to get the goals out of him. Likewise with Declan Rice, has been a little bit mobile and getting more options. But in terms of players that have got this natural flair and ability to beat defenders, get in behind, quick, use the pace, drop a shoulder, it's almost like he's put the handcuffs on them and said, "Yo, this is not what we do round here." If from the outside looking in, anyway.
He's got his evil little claws in him. That's it. I mean, they'll do that to Max Downman and all. The second that kid gets a chance to express himself, Arteta's just going to drag him straight back down with him. And you look at it. Look at what he's done to Ethan. He started expressing himself. I've got a season ticket at Arsenal. Every single game that I was sat in the Emirates, whether it be cold, whether it be hot, I was sitting there thinking, right, this is boring me to death. Oh, Ethan's coming on and he'll do something. What did he end up doing? Oh, he ended up benching him. Now he don't track back enough. He doesn't like this open, expressive player. He doesn't like a number 10, which is why we don't play with a number 10. Which is why my man down there again was like, well, Eze, what's the point? I totally get where you're saying with that as well, by the way. It's frustrating. Mikel Arteta hasn't improved any. Let's run through it. Willian, did he improve him? No. Marquinhos bought him for some strange reason for free. Did improve him? No. Trossard came in at Brighton, started really good. As soon as Gabriel Jesus came back, by the way, Trossard was also having Player of the Month season for Arsenal. Dropped him. Oh, yeah, we bottled the league. Trossard's now fallen off a cliff. Martinelli's fallen off a cliff and into an infinite manhole. Martinelli, Nelly. He's still falling. Nelly. He's still going. Bye, Martin. I'll throw a flare down there. Oh, can I see Martinelli? Bye. I don't know. I still can't see him. He's still going. He's still on the descent. What about Kai Havertz? Oh, yeah, well, another one of them midfielders that he's brought up to make himself look good. No, we're going to drop him. What about the original strikers there? Did he do that with Edin Nketiah? No. Did he do that with Gabriel Jesus? No. Anyone else? Bukayo Saka's probably on his natural progression. Oh, yeah, and then he ran him to the ground. He ran him into the ground. So anyone that actually had half decent thing, he just destroyed. Name me one. Anyone, please. Just one player. One. We can't. We'll just be quiet for a minute. Because he ain't, one, signed anyone, and two, any forwards, and two, he's destroyed them all. We can't, can we? We can't
but I don't think
he was improved defensively. Come on, Dave, explain to me.
No, but I'm saying I don't think the aim. That obviously you're saying he doesn't improve attackers, and we know that, but that's not the aim.
Yeah, exactly. We know that.
The aim is to win.
So the aim's not to improve our attackers.
No, the aim is to win as a team. Like that's the whole. Like people say all the time that Pep.
Why aren't we winning as a team then?
But what I'm saying is, no, that's a different argument. But the point I'm making is,
you just made that though.
I know, but you have to let me finish. What a lot of people say, they say Pep stifles attackers as well. That's what they say. This is a.
They win stuff.
I know, but the point is, people say Pep stifles attackers. That's the point I'm making, and I'm saying it's a similar mold. It's a similar mold to Pep. Once he wins, whether he stifles attackers or not is neither here nor there. That's the point I'm making. So Pep can stifle attackers because he's a winner. Once Arteta wins, Arteta has to prove himself to be a winner, and then stifling attackers is neither here nor there. Nobody cares.
You know what?
Maybe he needs to not stifle attackers, and then maybe we'll have a good strike force.
Pep more systemizes you rather than stifle you, and then if you're good enough, you flourish. And that's why I've always said Pep's system needs players to be world class. And if he hasn't got world class players, the system doesn't work. When he had Mahrez and when he had Sterling, when he had Sane, it was just absolutely free flowing. Now he's got Doku and Savina. These men aren't on the level. So I think Pep more systemizes you more than stifles you. You got to be able to play the way he wants you to play.
I'm glad you both made that exact, like the similar points you made, because one thing I was thinking as well. Oh, sorry, yeah. I think my internet's bugging out. You know, I'm glad that Drifty and D both made the points that they've made, because I feel like you got to look as well. Each individual player will have their own ceiling. Some players we think could go to that next level, but their limit might be here. That might be as far as they ever get.
Exactly, because when Martinelli was hitting 15 goals and 16 goals in the season, we thought he had improved him, didn't we? We thought he was a steal that we found. You know what I'm saying? So I get that he has improved attackers at a certain point, but over the course of his career, it looks like his attackers are not as they don't grow as quickly as the defense.
No, which is fair.